Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. How is Aries feeling in this first week of September 2025? Oh no. First week of September 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in. 3 cards for Aries, first of all, please. Oh, straight out. The Two of Wands reversed. So the Two of Wands upright that's a card of planning. You see this person's like mulling things over. They're like playing with that leaf deep in thought. Like that's not what they're thinking about. They're really preoccupied, okay? So if it was upright, that would be a planning phase. That would be like, I need to pick A or B. What do I do? I need to stay or go. What do I do? When it's reversed, it's like we're refusing to plan. We're refusing to make a choice, okay? We're not thinking about it. So it's kind of delaying something that's inevitable, okay? It's like you like procrastinating, yeah? So can you see these cards? Shall I go further back? Go on. Let's put the camera further back. Worst thing about organising a tarot setup is like, can they see your cards? Like, I used to struggle so much with camera angles. Now I just put it in front of me, but I don't want to like hunch over the desk, you know. Let's get another one. So this is your cards that I'm pulling out now, and then I'll get cards for whoever shows up in your reading. The Eight of Cups reversed. Okay. So it could literally be, do I stay or do I go? Like, do I continue to work on this? Do I give up on it? When the Eight of Cups is upright, that's walking away from an established connection. If it was the Two of Cups reversed or something like that, or Three of Cups reversed, I would say like it's something early on or situationship. With Eight of Cups, it's like you're living together, you're in a full-time relationship, exclusive, like, we've gone beyond Six of Cups where it's a soulmate connection. It's something very, very established. So you could be in a relationship, you could be living together, you could be married. I don't think you want to give up, okay? Because when it's upright, it's giving up. When it's reversed, it's like, I don't want to give up on this. Now, it's a bit strange that it's with that planning phase, so you could be in a bit in denial, which is perfectly fine. That's a coping mechanism of sorts about something that's coming to an end. Maybe a person that you are with has expressed that this isn't working anymore, and you're like, no, we need to work on it, that's all, it's just a bad patch. Or maybe it's like, yeah, I strongly feel like that, because if, say, you were just stuck on someone emotionally and you weren't physically in that environment anymore, that would probably be Six of Swords reversed. You know, that card where it's like the person in the boat and they're sailing away and they're leaving their past behind. When that's reversed, that's like, I can't emotionally move on, even though we're not together anymore. This is someone that's still in a relationship, but there's like naturally, something's just not working and it's not gelling anymore. It's not easy anymore. There's maybe someone else has expressed that they want to finish it and you don't want to. You don't want to call it. You don't want to call time. That's what I'm getting so far, but let's get another one. Oh, thank you. It's a Scouse accent. Maybe you already know that. Between Wales and Liverpool. Oh, look at this, Seven of Swords reversed. I tell you what, you've been up to something, Aries, because this is a card of deception. This is a card of deception. So this is like lying, cheating, stealing, or keeping something from someone, being strategic. Like, say if you were planning an exit from a relationship and you never told the person that this would come up, it doesn't automatically mean that you've been cheating on someone, okay? But it's like when you're trying to deceive someone or you're keeping something to yourself, for the purpose of being deliberately strategic, deliberately deceptive, premeditated. Okay, because these are thoughts and communications, and they're keeping them to themselves, and they're kind of sneaking around. Now, when that's reversed, to me, that's like something that's been exposed. But that's a strange combination to get. It's like, that's a strange combination, isn't it? Did someone cheat on you, or did you cheat on them, or like you're keeping something to yourself? You've been keeping something to yourself, like, or you've tried to manipulate a situation. It's like the other person's not in on the plan, do you know what I mean? It's giving like stagnancy, delays, trying to delay a breakup, trying to be strategic about delaying a breakup of a very serious long-term connection, to be honest. Let's see who shows up, and then it might make more sense. Okay, 3 cards for the one that's showing up in Aries' reading. Could be someone that's on your mind. It could be someone you're actually dealing with, like your other half. Or it could be someone you're manifesting in the future. I don't think you're manifesting at the moment. I think you're trying to hold on to something. Well, let's see. Ooh. 3 of Cups now. The 3 of Cups upright is like a cause to celebrate, but it can also be, as you well know, it can be a third party card, like, you know, there's an established exclusive relationship or marriage, and then a third person is being brought in by one of the people in the marriage. It's the other man, the other woman. You know, the 2 of Cups is 2 people that are each expressing their love for one another. That's mutual love, okay? The feelings are reciprocal. When you add another cup and another person, that's too many. So in a love reading, this could be third party, but it can also be a cause to celebrate. Now, it was reversed, so this person could have ended a third party situation. So I think you were someone that's in a relationship, right? And you don't want to end the relationship. Maybe, okay, what are reasons that people stay in marriages or long-term connections where they live together? They've poured money into a property. It's not that easy to just walk away. There's stuff to sort out. It's not practical to just walk out on something where there's contracts, there's assets, there's finances, there's years of like pouring money into an asset. You're not just going to walk away. Okay, this is what stops people from leaving. If there's children involved, this is what stops people from leaving, because they don't want their kids to think love doesn't last, or my mum and dad, you know, don't love each other. It's upsetting. Okay, so it makes people think twice about ending something. So I'm talking through that because I want to know, are you the person that's in a relationship? I think yes, because you've got 8 of Cups reversed, which is a soulmate. It's more of a long-term connection. This could be it could be the person that maybe you were seeing someone from within a connection, you brought another person into the equation. It could be them that's showing up, or it could be your other half that's showing up, but maybe they're exposed cheating or deception of some kind, flirting of some kind. Because, you know, people will still see it as like deception if, say, like a random person comes into your DMs on Facebook and they're like flirting with you and they know that you're married. If your other half found that, they would feel like, you know, you're still cheating, because it's like emotional cheating. Maybe it goes too far. Maybe it becomes like a physical cheating. They're not going to be happy with that, like, either way. So it doesn't mean that you like actually hooked up with someone, but it feels like either you were involved with a third person and that's who's showing up here and they've ended it. The like other man or other woman has finished it because it's facing down. Or this is your other half and they've exposed third party. Because you've been doing something. You've been doing something, or they've been. Could be that your other half was having an affair and you don't want to give up on the connection. Okay, maybe you realise that they were cheating, but like you just, like for the exactly the same reasons, you don't just want to throw it away because you've got a house, because you've got kids, because you've got, years and years of memories. Like, either way, whatever the situation is, and you know what your situation is, you don't want to just give up on it, basically. That's what's showing up. This looks like someone's ended an affair, or they've ended. They don't feel like there's a cause to celebrate, okay? If you can hear like the hoof in the background, I apologise, but I don't live alone. Look what we've got. This is going to indicate which it is now. Okay. This person's single. I know that because we've got the Nine of Pentacles. They're single, they're abundant. If this person gets involved with someone, it's not because they're like a hobo. They're not trying to like, this person can just be single and happy. They've got enough money and enough abundance. They're happy, like they're fulfilled. They're worthy of love, okay? They feel like they've fallen in love with someone and that person is in love with them. It's mutual. If that was reversed, I would say the feelings are not mutual. One person loves, the other person doesn't. I would also say it's a new connection because 2 is the beginning of a cycle. If it was 6 of Cups, that's soulmates. It's like many years together, whether you're married or unmarried, living together or not together, it's more established. This is like we've just started dating and we've fallen in love. It's just happened. Okay, so this is a new connection. It's recent. Do you understand that that's like a cheating card, like a third party? This person's a single person, okay? So this person is the other man or the other woman and they're in love. They're genuinely in love, right? So someone is showing up in your reading that either you've had, well, yeah, it has to be the person that you've had an affair with. Because they're showing up as a single person and they love someone, or it's your other half and they're obsessed with the new person. And I'm sorry to expose that if that's what's happening, but maybe this is the other half and they want to leave the marriage and they already told you and you like, no, we can work on it, it's just like, we can get past it, we can reconcile. But this is someone that's behaving single, they're acting single, they're a free agent. Therefore, I feel like it's more likely the other man or the other woman has decided to walk away and they don't want to be in the dark. They don't want to be kept a dirty secret anymore. That's my like vibe, because they're newly in love and they're already single. If they were a king or a queen, I'd say, okay, it's your ex, like wife, ex-husband, and they're in love with their new person. But I think this is the one that you've been cheating with, actually. I think they've called off the third party because they're in love. They don't want to share. They don't want to share, okay? Like they're not gonna hide in the dark anymore. They're not gonna be a dirty secret. They don't want to see your family photos, playing happy families, knowing that they're in love with you. And you can't assume like that an affair is just hollow. You can't assume that. Some people genuinely fall in love, and it's for the exact reasons that we said earlier, that the married person does not want to just walk away. Maybe they wanted their partner to just be intimate with them again. Maybe they wanted the person that they're with just to start being intimate with them again, to start coming back, like more tactile with them, more emotional, more connected. And they didn't. So then they didn't go looking for love, but they found it somewhere else with someone that enjoys to be tactile, someone that wants to sleep with them, someone that's very sexually attracted to them, and they feel like a new person from it. But they also love their children. They also love the life that they built. They got up every day 9 till 5 or doing shift work, and they poured their heart and soul and they worked hard and they were tired and they rested in that house, why should they leave it? They love their kids. Why should they leave their kids? It's hard. Like, it's very, very difficult. I used to judge people a lot, but since I got older, like, I don't have that same opinion, because you can understand why people didn't just walk away. I think it's a very bad person that just walks away just like that. It's probably a better person that finds it difficult to leave, you know? I know it's a controversial topic and maybe you don't agree, but I'm 40 now, so I've seen it all, guys. I've seen it all, so let's get one more. I definitely didn't have that opinion when I was in my 20s, but you think like there's only one person for you when you're in your 20s, and you're like, I have to be with that person, I'm gonna get married, and then once we're married, everything's gonna be perfect, and it's just not. Relationships are hard, man. Knight of Wands reversed. Oh, you know, this confirms to me that this person has lost their mojo. This person that was the other man or the other woman, they don't feel sexy anymore. They feel like very emotionally upset because, you know, they wanted, they were in love. It wasn't just sex for them. This person was in love. Okay, this is not a player card. This is like, I'm in love with you. I'm emotionally, like, my cup is full and I'm offering my emotions to you, and I think you're in love with me too. I'm single and I'm abundant. I'm a catch, you know, I'm someone to be with. I'm not trying to like get with you because I think you have money. It's nothing to do with money. It's nothing to do with just sex. It's not, it's emotional. Okay, this is being in love with someone. They've fallen in love, but they're not prepared to be in the dark anymore, and they don't want to, you know, screw around and like keep going how they were going. This is a Knight of Wands, which is like player energy. It's like very, very sexual, very passionate, impulsive, acting in the moment. So if you were still hooking up, this would be upright. This person don't want to hook up anymore, guys. That's upsetting them. They're in love with you and it's upsetting them. So guess what? You don't get the goodies anymore, because actually hitting this person now, this third party, the other man, the other woman, is hitting them. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Maybe they said like, I want you to leave them or I'm not going to continue seeing you, and you don't want to leave your like husband or your wife, and so they said like, that's it, we're done then, you know, because I'm in love with you. They had to lay down the law for their own sanity. Like, you're Virgo. My mum's a Virgo. Very, very like, very like perfectionist, very creative, really nice attention to detail, and very tasteful, like Virgos, like sapiosexual, very intelligent. You've got to be intelligent if you're going to entice a Virgo. Ooh, oh no, the cards are going everywhere. Let's look at them. Okay, this is interesting. See, that one, the death card is like a chapter that hasn't closed, okay? If it was upright, the chapter would have closed and the cycle with this person would have closed and we're moving on, okay? But that's the challenge, is like, we haven't moved on, we haven't closed the door, okay? Look at what it was with. The Empress reverse is someone that's feeling bad about themselves, okay? They don't feel high value. The Empress upright is one that's very high value. This is the all 4 queens. She's all 4 queens. And the story of the Empress is that she attracts, she does not chase. She is the creator. She's pregnant in the card, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. She's pregnant with possibility. She's pregnant with ideas. She's creative. She's abundant. She's abundant in love and financially. Because wherever the Empress goes, she has the ability to create from zero as many times as she needs to. That doesn't mean she's always rich, like every day of her life she's rich. It means she has the ability to rebuild and restart and attract better, like whenever things go bad, it's okay. She's going to be like a phoenix and rise from the ashes. It's a high value person. She's the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. She's sexy, she's confident, she's caring, she's the ultimate nurturer. She's patient, she's understanding, she's very abundant, like financially, a very generous person, financially generous, so hardworking as well. It's a very, very high value person that feels that they are not high value. It's the card of Taurus and of Libra. So you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. It's with the King of Swords reversed. So if you're in Aries, Taurus, cusp, it could be you as well. Because the King of Swords is someone that, when it's this way, when it's reversed, it's a manipulative energy. Okay, I need water because my throat's dry. Hang on. It's all this talking today. If the King of Swords was upright, let's take the Empress card away. The King of Swords upright is someone who it's strong Aquarian energy. It's air energy, so it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Swords are air, okay? It's thoughts, communication, information, knowledge. Air signs are very analytical. They're fantastic orators, speakers, very humanitarian, especially that Aquarius energy, like a mentor, a leader, someone that motivates people, inspires people, ultimately wants to help people. It's like a sense of justice. Okay, the swords are like always on cards of justice, the truth, what's fair, what's right, honesty, integrity, this kind of vibe. Like when it's reversed, if you're a very intelligent person, you're able to think fast, like on your feet. You're able to be very persuasive. You could be very manipulative. So the King of Swords is not like seeing someone's best side. It's like, I can get one over people. I can manipulate people. Okay. When swords are reversed, it could be not speaking at all, or it could be like blocking someone. It could be communication that's used in a like lying or manipulative way. Persuasive, like to the point of manipulative. See, that's why that could be you, to be honest. If you're the married person, then you would show up as an Empress. If you were being deceptive, you would show up in this way, okay? Let's get 2 more for the outcome. There's something's not over, okay? Like, we're not walking away from the marriage. We're not walking away from something. Oh my God, the Hierophant reverse. This is when we act outside of our better judgment, okay? The Hierophant is... Oh, very my beard here, yay. Hi, Salim. The Hierophant is the card of Taurus. We've got a lot of Taurus here. The Hierophant is a teacher, okay? This person's had a lot of life experience. They know from experience on this earth, okay? Lots and lots of situations, lots of like time going around the sun. Like we've learned over the years, like we're no longer the student, we're the teacher. We want to help others by explaining and talking about our prior experiences so they may not, suffer the same like mistakes. It's a wise person, someone that's become wise over many, many years. When it's reversed, it's like we knew better than to do this. We knew better than to like screw up. We knew better than to cheat. We knew better than to think that we could get away with deception and not get caught, not get exposed. We knew better than to get involved with someone else and think they wouldn't eventually leave because they're frustrated, they're upset, they're hurt. They're going insane, like being kept a secret, like it's not fair. 7 of Wands is like passionately fighting for something, like competitive. If say it was a work scenario, this is someone that's gonna, go in for the promotion that's up for grabs. Like they're gonna go up against other people in work, and they think they've got a good chance. So I think you're really pushing to like preserve a situation here, but I don't know if it's a lost cause, because I do feel like sometimes you lose the person that you brought into the marriage and you lose your other half as well. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think you got too much to lose, like leaving what you've established so far, like across all these years with your other half. Like you're not prepared to leave. My throat's so dry, my God. I just caught up on like 2 years of gossip with my friend, and now I'm supposed to talk for like another 4 hours. Right, let's clarify. Although I think I do know what's going on. Why has this person got the 3 of Cups reversed? Why have they got the Knight of Wands reversed? I'm not burning sage because normally that dries my throat out as well, so. But it's coming out fine, like it's not taking a long time to get the cards out. Say that and then they don't come out. Oh, what's this? It's weird how that came in like the challenge position. Dream world. Oh, living in a fantasy. Illusions, not real love. That is so sad, guys. Like, like I don't like that Coldplay concert where they exposed that couple that was cheating because, they're staying with their families, like they're pouring money into that family home that they've got with their kids in it, and maybe their kids are like growing up and don't live at home anymore, but do you know what I mean? Like they're not just walking away, but to go to a concert together, like they're obviously in love with each other. People fall in love just because they're like outside of a marriage doesn't mean they don't have feelings. It doesn't mean that they don't hope that it's going to become something legitimate one day. And it doesn't mean that they don't think about other people involved. I think we villainize people, but really, it's just not that. It's not that black and white, is it? Like it's because there's other people involved that people don't just walk. This person feels like they've been deluding themselves, okay, waiting for a proper relationship in this scenario. They feel like maybe the other person wasn't in love. Maybe you weren't in love with them, really. Wait, the other 2 cards came out as well, didn't they? Look. They feel like you're just going through the motions now, like you're checked out, you're emotionally distracted by the drama of like not wanting to lose the marriage that you're in. Tangled web, unable to free yourself from a sticky situation. taking a step back helps you to see clearly, look. You know, they're not just going to like let themselves get caught up in the sex or the passion. They're not going to be persuaded like they can't do it anymore. Like it's not right. It's upsetting. So it kind of just confirmed what we know, really. Hey, doesn't it feel like autumnal? It's proper cold now. I'm going to close those windows. I only opened them because we're going to burn the sage, and then I didn't even do that. Whoops. Let's see what else comes out. Also, I'm not having to go at you, Aries, because everyone has a right to be touched. Everyone has a right to be not made to feel like wallpaper. Okay? You don't have to be lonely in a marriage or a relationship. Even if you don't have a house, even if you like rent and you're in a relationship, no one deserves to be lonely inside a relationship. And you can be fully in love with the person and you just want them to see you in that way again, and maybe they never touch you again. And they just think that you're going to be fine like that, and it's not. That's not, do you know what I mean? There's definitely problems if it's gone like that. And I'm not saying the person doesn't love you anymore, because I think people can be in love but be highly stressed by work. They can be very like, I don't know, if you're going through the menopause, like got a lot of friends, you know, that age, and they're just like, I wish I felt like that, but I don't, you know? Lots of reasons why people don't feel like being intimate. I think with men a lot, if they're having like career problems or something, they really don't feel like that. You could be someone that's having like, you know, serious treatment for a health condition, or you don't even know why you don't feel like it, but it does hurt the other person a lot. Reciprocal lines. Navigate boundaries with grace, mastering the art of give and take in harmony. Yeah, they're not getting any reciprocity, this person. They're giving and they're getting nothing back, or not enough. Actually, the friend that I met up with, she was like, your channel helps me a lot, like, helps me to process the relationships that I've had, and I feel like much better about things after. That's the point of the channel, guys. It's not like I'm not the devil. Far from it. You are the one regret I can't let go of. Oh God, this poor person. That's their feelings, okay? So that was the person that you were involved with, and if this is your story, you were involved with, and you're like, no, I can't expose it. I can't end like my marriage, or like, yeah, where I'm living. Like, I can't do that. They can't. They're really struggling to move on, even though they, you know, they feel like they understand. It's not their job to like stay in the dark, though, is it, and be someone's secret. Like, you can do that for a while, but you can't do that forever. Like, because then you're just living like a ghost. It's not nice. That's not right. So we've done all the clarifiers. Yeah, let's get these as well. I don't think we need any more, but let's use it because it's out. Then I'm gonna get confessions from them, okay? Someone's expecting. See, I don't think this person's pregnant, although it can be, but I think it's more like they secretly hope for like a new beginning. They secretly hope that you'll like turn around and be like, do you know what, I can't live without you. Like, I've developed all these feelings. It's just like going through the motions where I am. I'm gonna end it. You know, like that's the kind of thing that people stuck in this situation like dream of, even though, you know, They know like the chances of that are very low. Oh, my friend's just messaged. That's nice. The one that I met up with. Maybe she's listening. I wonder if she's listening. Shout out to Kate if you're listening. Okay, this is like no contact, so if you're the third party and you're cross-watching, or you are Aries and you're wondering what this person would say to you, let's get a message. Yeah, maybe she's like in here. That's fine. That's fine if she is. She's welcome. She's a Taurus, so she might be waiting. To be honest though, if you're like at the beginning of Taurus season, you could be an Aries Taurus cusper, in which case this could resonate. I think she's later on in Taurus season though. I'm the third, so I'm like early. I was rude. I was fashionably late when I was born, so I should really have been an Aries. Classic Taurus behaviour, late for everything. Doesn't mean I love you any less. You might get annoyed with me being late, but I'm always thinking about people. Always thinking about the people that I care about. They won't know it though because I turn up late. Wild side. There's a side to you I haven't seen and I want to. I want to see you let loose and get wild. Let's have some fun. Run away. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. Oh, this person's like so in love. So passionate. I told you what their secret thought is like. One day we'll be together. One day this person's going, you know, like, and it happens, guys. It happens. Like, you can say like, oh, this person's never going to leave. Like, Aries is never going to leave and be the cross watcher. People do. Like, I know people who've done that. Sometimes they wait like over a decade to do it. But then they're like, oh, the kids are grown now. Or it's like this, is like that. And they leave, guys. Like, they leave with this person. They're not crazy, okay? This person's not crazy. They just fell in love with someone that's, you know, tied up. What's the nature of this connection? That was straight out. That's just weird how fast that came out. Reaching your goal. Everything you want from this connection will manifest in the near future. What is going on? Let's get some sacred geometry. Cosmic flower. The frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place that we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. So that's all about like your happiness, everything that you need and that you require to be happy is within you. Yeah, it's not in bricks and mortar. It's not in, like, I can go back to Bergamo now. It doesn't feel like my home, okay? It felt like my home when I was there because I was in a relationship, because I had a job where I was part of the local community. If I visit now, honestly, like, it's kind of depressing to me because I'm on the outside of things. I'm not part of that community now. My relationship's done there, like, it's sad to me. It's like being a ghost walking around there, like, I can be like, maybe I can be like very, very happy like that again, but I don't think going to that place is going to make me, does that make sense? Like everything you need is within you. It doesn't mean you're happy like all of the time because everything you need is within you, but one day you'll be happy like that again. And you could be in a totally different location. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and the universe that birthed us all. Okay, so that's just exactly what I'm saying. we're all under the same sun, we're all under the same sky, the same moon, the same stars. The universe is abundant, and what you ask for will be given to you. You can't miss what's supposed to like come to you. It's already written in the stars, okay? Sometimes there's delays on stuff, sometimes unexpected things happen that we didn't predict. And that can be good and that can be bad and it can be everything. But it's not like, oh, I'm not going to the house, so I'm not going to meet my next person. That's just stupid. I don't like it when people say shit like that. That's not true. Okay, you'll meet someone through work if you're meant to meet them. You will bump into someone or they'll move in next door to you. You will meet the person because it's already written. Okay, so you're not trying, it's not like you can mess up your own life because you didn't try to meet someone. It's not possible. The universe makes everything, makes the cogs turn and organises external realities over time to make coincidences happen. Does that make sense? It's all coordinated. That energy is just flowing round. Okay, I think I've talked about that enough. Solar plexus chakra. This is about being assertive, confident, going for what you want. The solar plexus is above the belly button. It's the yellow chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. So you're important. You are very important. You are made up. You know, the universe is made up of you. You're not separate to it. Human beings have like this existential crisis where we like think we're like in a viewing gallery looking at life, we're looking at the universe, we're looking at everything as if we're separate to it. You're not. You're made up of atoms, same as everything else in the universe. You know, you're made up of carbon, same as everything else, like life itself, things, animals, plants, people, tables, walls, you know, everything's made up of carbon. So you're not separate to the universe, you're part of it. So we got to stop looking at it as if like we're separate to everything. We're not. I think you get it. Let's get you some advice. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Do you understand what you're being pointed towards? I think I've been quite obvious, but maybe it's subtle communication to some people. Like, you don't have to stay in something because maybe you perceive it as like it's going to be impractical to leave it, or it's already established. Like, I don't want to start over. I don't want like a lower status. I don't want to be single. People are used to saying my wife, my husband, like, my kids, like my house, my car. Okay, maybe you have to like downsize, maybe you have to like get rid of your car, but you then be like making a new life somewhere else, and you still get to be a parent to your kids. Like, they don't stop being your kids. But you can't just do what your ego tells you to do. Ego is like, I'm obsessed with status, I'm obsessed with hierarchy, I'm obsessed with what people think about me, what people are going to say about me, what it looks like to others. What are people going to say? Like, you can't worry about shit like that because they're not having to live your life. Even your like friends, your family, like, they can't understand how you feel. You've got like certain thoughts that you're having at certain times and you feel alone, and that's the truth. So you can't live like that worrying about what people will say. It's not their life. And they shouldn't get to make those decisions for you, you know? Nobody should be the Empress reversed. No one should be like the Hierophant reversed. Like, no one should be like the Seven of Swords, you know, like we should be. If we lived authentically, then we wouldn't have to sneak around, we wouldn't have to pretend anything, and we wouldn't be lonely within a situation. Let's get this one, because she never lies. Okay, this one never lies. Advice for Aries, please. Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. Okay, let's be blunt now. Let's do like, instead of like subtle communication, let's do obvious communication. Leave the person that you're with. Because you're not in love with them anymore. And people don't want to watch people pretend to be in love. They don't want to listen to them argue. They don't want to observe them being passive aggressive and sulking or not talking to each other for days at a time. That's not fun for kids to observe that. It's not fun for family parties to know that two people can't stand each other living in the same household. Like, who fucking cares about what's being established so far? If you don't see a future with that person, you're living in the past, you're living lonely. Like, start worrying about what other people think and don't ask anyone else what you should do. You know what you should do, Aries. But I think you're the emperor. You're very concerned with status and what people will think, and will I be less because I'm not married anymore? You know, will I be viewed as less, like as a single person in work, even though I'm senior? Will I be viewed as less if I have a smaller property? Will I be viewed as less if I have to downgrade my car or start to get the bus? You know, like, where are your priorities? Like, I think there's a lot of families out there live perfectly well, you know, like co-parenting from different abodes. And I think they discuss things with their children. I think they're able to be amicable. I know it's not always possible, but it's entirely possible to not screw up your kids, young or adult ones, if you can be in a situation where you discuss with them, like, look, mum and dad love you, but we're not going to live together anymore. Like, it's possible, guys. Like, it's definitely possible. Let's get a couple of like positive affirmations and a well-being card. I tell you what as well, if you're passive aggressive with your person, like you're married to, your kids will hate being in that house, and your siblings won't come round anymore. I hated that. I hated that. I can feel the tension in a place where two people live and they're posting beautiful photos of the whole family on the internet, like on Facebook, on wherever, and you go round there, you cut the tension with a knife all the time. And you think, God, you cannot stand each other. I don't want to be here. And friends feel uncomfortable going there. Like, you're not fooling anyone. Most times when you're keeping up a pretense because you're worried about what people will think, everyone else already knows. They've known for months. They've worked it out. Because it's just obvious, you know, like the chemistry is just not there. Time spent worrying is time spent. You're not going to live forever. You are not going to live forever. No one should be like doing this to themselves, because there is a choice to be made, and then guess what? Life begins after this decision is made. This is getting you nowhere. That's procrastination, it's stagnancy, delays, blocking your own happiness. For what? If you get caught cheating, that's when kids get upset because they feel like they've been cheated on. Do you know what I mean? It's best to just like be honest with them that you're not in love with mum or dad anymore, but you love, you know, you both love like kids, and You're going to live from separate houses, but you're still a family. And then you can go and be with who you're in love with. Do you know what I mean? Like, without being a jerk to everyone. Make it right. I am surrounded by positive and supportive people. Okay, so you're not asking anyone, what should I do? You're telling them because you need their support, their practical and their emotional support. You're telling them this is how it is, this is fact, this is happening. I would really appreciate if you could just like not add to the drama and just be supportive, you know, and like that's it. They just need to accept the information and be helpful in whatever way they can. Because why would they want to make your life more difficult? If they love you, if they're connected to you because they're a relative, because they're a friend, a colleague, a neighbour, whatever, like they just need to accept the information and be supportive. You're not asking them what to do, you're just letting them know this is what's happening. Let's take our power back. Take your power back, Aries. That's funny, they're in my beard. It's true though, like it happens. Sometimes, like, don't blame anyone that like is living passive aggressively and they made it clear to the person they want them to leave and the person won't leave. Because that happens, like I know it happens. Because the person got nowhere to go and they're like, well, I'm not going. Because what's going to happen to me? Do you know what I mean? They're not even in love with you anymore, so why? But sometimes you can't get people out. But I tell you, all your friendships will suffer. Your relationship with brothers and sisters will suffer because people don't want to be in a house where it's like horrific tension and people are like not talking to each other. It's awful. All you do is you make an excuse to leave like as soon as you can. Like after a few minutes, you're like, oh, I need to go because blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, like, no one's going to visit you because they're just going to be like, I can't be in that house. Like, I can't be there. And then your kids might suffer, but they won't tell you how they're feeling, which is worse. I think that's so much worse. Then you're getting into really scary territory when your kids can't tell you how it's making them feel to live in that home. Who are they going to reach out to? Probably have, like, earlier relationships. Probably go wild on the drink and the drugs, probably like self-harm or something like that. Like you're just forcing people to feel stuff and not be able to express it because you think you're keeping everyone happy. You're not. You're not keeping anyone happy. No one's getting fooled. Everyone knows already when there's shit like that going on, they're all talking about it and then they stop talking when you walk in the room because they're like, it's so obvious. Who are they fooling? Like, I alone hold the truth of who I am. Okay, so it's not what people say about you that's like your character. You know what kind of character you've got. You know when you're living authentically and you're not, and you know whether you're a good or bad person or not. You don't need to like wonder about that and listen to what people are saying about you because they're just gossiping. It doesn't matter. If anything, once you're real with people, they kind of breathe a sigh of relief, like the shoulders drop and they're just like, oh, thank God, you know, like we can actually like talk real now. I focus my energy on improving myself as I cannot change others, only inspire them through my actions. Okay, so being a role model, if anything. Like, that was a long ass reading. I promise you there won't all be an hour, but I think someone really needs to hear this today. Someone's delaying their own future because they're choosing to. They're consciously like staying in something for reasons of status and ego. And ego doesn't mean you're full of yourself. I bet you've worked like insane hard and I bet you're very generous with people around you, but you think you're a failure if you don't continue with a marriage. I don't know where that comes from, but people think they're a failure when they don't continue. It's just a relationship. Marriage is a relationship, and relationships don't last. So why would you call yourself a failure? It takes two people to make a healthy relationship work. So if you've done everything you can, you're not a failure. The marriage failed, you didn't, okay? Just disassociate. I know Aries, okay, and Aries like to win, Aries like to be successful, Aries like the glory. Fire signs love the glory, they love to be admired for their achievements, but a marriage isn't an achievement. It's a two-way thing that won't work if one person's working their arse off and the other person's like being a, you know what? It can't, like, you're not a failure. If both people were doing their part, it would be working. You can't do it all yourself, even if you try and try and try, you cannot do it yourself. It's the only thing you can't do yourself, I think. And maybe that's hard for an Aries to admit, right? That they actually do need the other person too. Where's this card going? I've been like putting it this place and that place and oh, it's there. Maybe it's not nice to admit that the Emperor like can't actually be in control of everything all the time. Like they're actually not in control of relationships because you need both people on board for a relationship. Actually, you need both people on board for friendships as well. Friendship isn't, it doesn't matter how many years you've known each other, it's, is it still working? Is it still easy? Because friendship is choice. Okay, friendship is choice. And like, if you outgrow someone, you're not obliged to keep seeing them just because you've always known each other. Bollocks to that. I've outgrown a lot of people I was friends with for many years. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't mean you have to keep hanging around people. You can't relate to them anymore, right?